Welcome back. So in this video, this will actually be two-part video. In this first one, we're going to shape a new ball gouge grind into asymmetric grind, which is inspired by Richard Raffan. Now, obviously, I can't copy his original design, so this is how I do it, and you'll see the benefits of it. So you can see now here up close. So on the left side, left wing, there is a full curve wing, and here on the right you have much more of a traditional grind, let's say, which is great for hollowing. And by the way, this is 16 mil ball gouge from Henry Taylor, and here the bevel is around 45 degrees towards the 40 degrees, so somewhere between 40 and 45. This is the crown ball gouge, which around, I believe, 2 years, maybe year and a half, something like that, I've been having it. And as you can see now, it's getting closer and closer to its end as a ball gouge. So this is, try to show you real close, the asymmetric grind. So like I said, there are slight variations. So on some of it I might put a longer wing and more acute bevel. Here is around, again, around between the 40 and 45 degrees, and since it's smaller tool, it tends to give much smoother cut. Okay, and this is the ball gouge I'm going to convert. So this is one of the new ones from Crown Tool, also a 12 mil diameter or a ½ inch. So as you can see here, this one was converted so I could cut the top third of the enclosed vessel on the 4-way video, and it really does give a nice clean cut. So the bevel here is around 35 degrees and the longer wings. So most times I don't make that kind of enclosed forms, and ideally I would like to have for that use a little bit smaller gouge, so 10 mil diameter for those enclosed vessels, balls. So for this one I'm going to just convert it to asymmetric grind, and you'll see that at the grinder now. Here at the grinder, so you can see here have a lot of steel to remove to get this right wing to be more of a traditional grind. So what I'll actually do off the camera is just bring this down a bit, so you don't have to watch this, just time consuming, nothing more, nothing valuable here. So I'm going to waste a little bit of steel, but there's quite a lot of life in this ball gouge, so 5 mil won't hurt anything. So here is the roughed version. So on the coarse wheel, so the bevel at the nose is around between 40 and 45 degrees, and you can see now here the short right wing and a much longer left wing. Here still remnants of the, and here as well, of the long bevel from grind before. So you'll see now the movement that I do to shape this gouge. Now Richard, this is what I was talking about, variation in sharpening. Richard likes to use the top of the platform, and that works for him. Now when I started, I didn't have this one-way platform. I had either a homemade or some cheaper ones that were really flimsy, and they were vibrating, and the grinder actually was quite bad as well. So you can see now this one from Record Power is nice and quiet and stable, and it doesn't vibrate at all. and this platform is now rock solid. But when I started, like I said, I had to find a way to make those movements that works for me. So what I like to do is just hold the gouge. I place my hand on the platform and hold the gouge in my hand. So I find the primary bevel here at the nose and I rock it back and forth. Once I see the change color at the very tip, then I roll it to the right and push it up the wheel. Then back down, same movement on the other side. Here on the other side I go much further up the wheel, and now I'm actually at 9 o'clock. The flute is pointing at 9 o'clock. And I'm going up the wheel, then back down. Okay, so this is now the roughed out profile on the CBN, on the finer wheel. So what I'll do now is put the sandpaper inside the flute, clean up all the bluing, and then I'll finish it up. So all you have to do is just force a cloth back paper inside the flute and rub it back and forth. And as you can see, that pretty much cleans the bluing. Now, as I on a coarser wheel, as I shaped this profile, I didn't dunk it into water. I just let it cool naturally, so I don't change any composition of the steel. So okay, so again, this is the final sharpening. So I find the primary bevel at the nose, rub it a little bit back and forth until it changed color at the very tip. Then I move to the right and up the wheel, back down, and on the other side, and up the wheel again, and back down. So you might notice that there is a little low spot on the nose, so all I have to do now is just blend like so. And now this is quite a long bevel, so I can reduce it either like so, or you push it more up the wheel and rotate it like this. You see it's a nicely sharpened bowl gouge, so there's a nice full curve of the left wing, which gives you nice fat shaving instead of a really long wing and width of the shaving. And here at the nose, actually I have to go one more pass. Like so. And now you can see the nice short wing, right wing, and I shorten the bevel. And yeah, let's in the next video you'll see this gouge in action in a tripod bowl. Everything is mostly in practice, so now you've seen the major movement that I do. Now you can use a platform, you can probably use a jig in sort of a way that mimics this movement, but mostly done freehand, and I can shape resharpened once I'm in a process of roughing out bowls or whatever, and I need to sharpen it. It usually takes maybe 5-10 seconds most. It's just find the bevel, go 1, 2, 3 and 4, and that's it. The grinder usually doesn't speed up to full speed once I sharpen it, so it's quick, and it really works best for me. And but this is not the only grind that you should be using. So there is a long grind, Irish grind, 40-40 grind. They all work great, and if one of those work best for you, then stick to it and learn to master it. So don't just change the grinds every 2 weeks, because you won't get in the habit of mastering, let's say, one or two of them. So that's my point on this, at least. Yeah, so in the next video you'll see how I use this new ball gouge from Crown, and the rest of my videos, there's pretty much in every video asymmetric grind ball gouge, so you can see how they perform.